Hi guys, it's Emma Vigling with TYT Politics. Horrific morning. I have to make this quick because I have to go on another show. Although, I feel like we're all just paralyzed with grief and it's hard to do anything. But in case you haven't heard, more than 50 people were killed and around 400 injured after a gunman opened fired last night, on a country music festival outside of or opposite the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino on the Las Vegas Strip. The gunfire began during a performance by the singer Jason Aldean, the closing act of the Route 91 Harvest Festival, according to Gail Davis, who was in the audience of more than 22,000 people. And he just opened fired from the hotel down onto them. One police officer, as of now, has died. It is the deadliest shooting in mass history, officially. The Pulse nightclub shooting of last year is the second deadliest shooting, with 49 killed, 58 wounded. The shooter was, the suspected gunman, but it's all but confirmed at this point, was 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, a resident of Mesquite, Nevada, and he was apparently killed. He either killed himself or he was killed by a SWAT team after they entered his hotel room. Apparently, he had at least 10 rifles in that room. Eric Paddock, a brother of Stephen Paddock, who lives in Orlando, Florida, told his local paper that he had made a statement to the police. "We are completely dumbfounded," he said. "We can't understand what happened." Laith Akuri, a senior analyst at Flashpoint Global Partners, a security consulting firm in New York that tracks militant websites, said he had seen no information yet on whether the suspect acted out of a political motivation or grievance or something else. So we don't really know why he did this, what his motivations were. For the right-wingers who would normally jump on this if it was a Muslim man, this guy's a white 64-year-old guy from Nevada. Obviously a monster, and I just listened to President Trump's very brief address. There was no mention of whether or not this was domestic terrorism or not. Again, the facts are very new, so I'm not going to jump down his throat for that, but we will see in the coming days. It seems like an obvious act of domestic terrorism. The Clark County Sheriff Joe Lombardo said, "Right now we believe it's a solo act, a lone wolf attacker." Paddock had been in the hotel since September 28th, and at least 10 rifles, as I mentioned earlier, were found in the room, the authorities said, and he had no prior criminal history. Police said that they have succeeded in locating a woman identified as Mary Lou Danley, who was believed to be traveling with Paddock. The authorities have called her a person of interest and the shooter's, quote, roommate. So we don't know if she was complicit. We don't know if she helped him plan this, but she was maybe his girlfriend. We don't know exactly yet. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Donald Trump addressed the nation. President Donald Trump, before that, he had tweeted, "My warmest condolences and sympathies to the victims and families of the terrible Las Vegas shooting. God bless you." In the address, he said thoughts and prayers and mentioned the Bible like a million times. I mean, it was throughout the entire speech. He gave Bible quotes and verses, and CNN's John King called it pitch perfect. And honestly, CNN, for like 20 minutes leading up to his speech, because he was late, said a million times, we can't politicize this tragedy. There are already politicians politicizing this, referencing Democrats who were referring to the NRA in a derogatory way, saying that they were politicizing the issue. When is the time to talk about it? When is the time to talk about gun control? If it's not after the deadliest shooting in mass history. For people just wanting to go to a music concert, I think it's important also to call out the Democrats who voted against the assault weapons ban back in 2013. There were a good amount. The vote was 40 to 60, and there was only one Republican that voted with the yays, and that was Kirk. I'm blanking on his first name right now. I think it's Mark Kirk of Illinois, and he lost in 2016. So there was only one Republican that voted yes. So yes, it is Mark Kirk, confirmed. The Democrats that are still in the Senate that voted against this, again, I did this kind of quickly, so these are the ones off the top of my head I know are still in the Senate. Senator Joe Donnelly, Senator Heidi Heitkamp, the infamous North Dakota senator, who we on this channel have been openly critical of in her complete degradation of her duty in terms of DAPL. She's extremely conservative. Senator Joe Manchin, who is the most conservative Democrat in the Senate. I don't think it's close. Senator Michael Bennet of Colorado, who is often talked about in some establishment circles as a presidential candidate. He voted against this. Senator Mark Warner, who is the vice chair of the Intelligence Committee. You probably see him on TV a lot because he was dealing with the Russia investigations, is dealing with the Russia investigations. Very conservative, very hawkish, takes a lot of money from defense contractors, voted against the assault weapons ban. And Martin Heinrich, who has been progressive on some issues, of New Mexico senator. That is at least 6 of the Democrats that voted against this. Senator Joe Donnelly, Senator Heidi Heitkamp, Senator Joe Manchin, Senator Michael Bennet, Senator Mark Warner, and Senator Martin Heinrich. The rest of the Democratic Party voted yes for the assault weapons ban, including independent Senator Bernie Sanders. So I think it is exactly the time to politicize this. We don't know if he got this gun legally or not. Was retweeted by Breitbart this morning, and everyone's telling me that he got this gun illegally, and what I'm proposing of the assault weapons ban would not have affected that. You have no evidence for those claims. The gun restrictions in Nevada are extremely loose. You can buy assault weapons in Nevada. And he was a resident there, apparently in some 55-plus community. No one knew that he was capable of this. And I'm sorry, my thoughts and prayers aren't going to do shit. So I'm going to politicize. I'll keep you guys updated on this story. I hope everyone has a better day, but we have to keep our eye on the prize and keep the political pressure on, because I still cannot believe that after children were murdered in front of us, the Republicans did nothing. The Democrats could have been stronger. When is the time? It's gotta be now.